Okay, so static and dynamic referencing. Now I'll tell you what to do. So we have to put the percentages in the row. So we'll start with 1%. And I said we have to go up to 20%, no? Now, there are two ways to do it. Rather than doing, we can either drag it like this. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it is, as I have told you earlier, just go to the series here. Okay. Put it as rows because we want to drag it in the rows. Step value you keep as 1% only. And stop value keep at 20%. And press OK. So you will get 1 to 20. Right? Same way for the years, put 1, come back to that cell, series, but this time we want the years in a column. Step value 1, top value 20, and press OK. So you will get all your rows and columns. Now the present value, since we have to compute the future values, so we start with present values. And we know that the present value input is 100. And we first put the formula here. That future value is equal to present value into 1 plus rate of interest to the power of n. Now, please be careful. You have to make sure that the numbers in the row are in percentages. Otherwise, this will not work. And now, now see, suppose I drag it like this and I pull this down. Are you getting the right numbers? No, na? The reason you are not getting the right numbers is when you pull this to the right, even the column which has the year is getting dragged. And when you pull it down, the row which has the percentage has also getting dragged. So that should not happen. So there is one static reference and two dynamic references that we need to create. The static reference is this 100 because the present value is 100. So for all the cells in that matrix, 20 by 20 matrix, for all the cells, the present value will be the same. So that's a static reference. How do you create a static reference? Go to the formula. Now, in my case, the static reference is cell B5. In your case, it could be different. This cell here, can you see? This is B5. In my case, B5 is a static reference. So go to the formula and press F4. If F4 doesn't work, press function F4. Okay? So यहाँ पे जाओ आप formula में and press F4. So that becomes a static reference. When you do F4, you look at the formula, देखो $B $5 आ गया. See, every row or every cell, rather, every cell is a mix of a row and a column. Column B, row 5. तो static reference में हमें दोनों freeze करना है, row B and column B, so that the entire cell is fixed for this exercise. So go to the formula, identify the cell and press F4 near that cell. तो जैसे आप अगर F4 नहीं चल रहा है, you can press function F4. Is it clear? So that you'll see a $$ sign coming, $B $5 हो जाएगा, which is okay, which means your cell is now frozen. Now, when I pull this to the right, column B should not move. And when I pull this down, row number 5 should not move. So I have to apply a dynamic reference to column B and row number 5. So in your formula, जहां पे row 5 है देखो, row 5, वहां पे I'll just manually type $ before the 5. Manually type $ before the 5. Do not press F4 here because this is not a static reference. This is a dynamic reference. सिर्फ वो कॉलम एंड वो रो नहीं हिलना चाहिए. So row number 5 should not move and column number B should not move. So row 5 and B के सामने, row 5 and column B के सामने manually जाके we will press dollar and press enter. Now what we will do is we will drag this to the right and pull this down simply by a double click. Now, the moment you do that, your entire 20 by 20 matrix gets populated. Now, please remember, when you look at this matrix, does it look neat to you? It does not, right? Some places there is no decimal. Some places there are 2 decimals. Some places 3 decimals, 4 decimals, 6 decimals. So how do you make it uniform? Don't do anything. Just let it be like this. How do you make it uniform, consistent and neat? ऐसे ही रहने दो उसको selected. ऊपर देखो एक कॉलम का एक कॉमा का बटन है. Can you see the comma button? Please press the comma button and see what happens. Aha. See what happened? When you press the comma button, the entire matrix becomes a uniform, neat, double decimal matrix. Are you getting me? So what we have done is we have used static and dynamic referencing to create a future value table starting from 1% to 20%, 1 year to 20 years. We have created a future value matrix, okay, using static and dynamic referencing, a basic application of time value of money.